Okay. Hey guys, so I wanted to come on today and just say hey. I know it's been a minute. And so a lot of stuff has been going on, and a lot of people have been waking up to the reality, um, Melba, to the reality of what's been going on. And to the reality of what's going on in this world and how uh, some of these corporations have taken way more liberty than they should have with different people, with your livelihoods at stake, with your paycheck at stake, and they use that to push you to do a lot of things that you really don't want to do. And some of us function within the system very well, right? Depending on the tools you have and access, connection, class works. Some of us do really well within the system, and then others of us do not do well within the system. I honestly do not know why I could not function as an employee. I sort of do, but then I like some of the things I did. I was like, wow, I just couldn't function within this 9 to 5 thing, and I put wage slavery because we all know that it's very soft, the shackles, but they're on. Like we all know. And hi, Melba, I see you. We all know that the shackles are on, but it's so subtle that everyone just sort of deals with it. And sometimes it's misery loves company, but everyone I talk to really wants to be doing something more. So if you're the small minority in which this system works for you, this still applies for you to take it and expand more. If this is something where the system doesn't work for you, you're literally just working to get a paycheck. You're not really happy about anything you're doing. And it's just so you can feed your kids, and you're not happy, and it goes down to money, then this is for you, right? So over the last, maybe since 2000, I mean, honestly, since I got out of college, so that was like 2006, ever since I started working corporate America, I was just like 24, and so this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life, waking up at 8, which I don't like to do. It's not good. Doing stuff that sometimes I care about, but like and like having to kiss the advisor who was in charge of my livelihood, who I didn't like or respect. And I was like, I mean, if I'm kissing somebody, it's gonna be someone I respect. I will be damned if I will be doing this or someone I have absolutely no respect for whatsoever. So basically, that was the start of it. And over the last since 2006 to now, so that's about 16 years, I've done everything I can to be outside the system. And now I'm looking back, and there were so many things that happened that really made you realize you're a wage slave this year, especially with mandates and COVID. And some of you guys took shots you didn't want to take, and mandatory this, and some of you guys are on board with that, but a lot of us wasn't. So it's really talking to you. And some of you did it anyways because you were quote unquote forced of the dependency that you had on a paycheck. And so I wanted to go over how during all of this, I was really free. And I realized I look back, all the different financial freedom communities, or honestly, you can call them freedom communities. It's freedom in different ways, but it's freedom. Sorry, the sun's like right in my eyes for about 10 minutes. Uh, all the ways that I'm in these different communities. And I'm like, right now, you guys are so lucky because if any of you guys wake up and realize that your happiness is worth having and that what you're doing isn't it, and you get brave enough to take the lead. You have so many welcoming communities that will embrace you and help you get over to the other side of being financially free. And with financial freedom comes time freedom. It comes what you want to do freedom. I'm going to sit and work on my house today freedom. It gives you so much. And so some people don't think of them as freedom communities, but I realize I'm a part of all these different communities because they are levels to freedom, just different types of freedom. But all of them really rely on getting financial freedom back. So I just wanted to go over the different aspects of it. And you guys, I have taken pretty much most of them, if not all of them, all except the gig economy. But I will tell you that it's easy to join these. and it can be life-changing at the freedom it gives you. And it's just so interesting because I'm talking about freedom and it's financial freedom, but honestly, I'm just talking about freedom. Like, do you guys want that? I mean, I teach people how to get investment properties, but I didn't get investment properties to just have investment properties, just to collect houses. It was to be financially free so I could do what I wanted with my own free time, my free will, right? And through these different methods, I got it. And so let's start. So the first one I love is owning a business. So I did a video a couple weeks back, so check it out if you want, on someone had just made a large increase in wages. And we were talking about, well, are you saving a lot more since you taking all the taxes? But I went ahead and how well, I'd actually have you own your own small business first and then invest, because when you have your own small business, you get so many deductions that are natural for just investing in your business and your lifestyle, that you get the money back. And so getting an extra $3, $4, $5, $6,000 for people, especially when you're above the poverty line, when you don't get any money back, that's really significant. That 3, 4 is enough to start investing with. Investing in cryptocurrency each month, that's $500 a month, right? Investing in real estate, right? With your own savings plus that. And then all of a sudden, that's when I started investing, because I had more money like that to work with. So I want you guys to see my eyes, but I'm going to have to cover them for a little bit. So starting your own business. So everyone wants to make fun of LLC Twitter. Oh, everyone on Twitter is telling you to get an LLC and that'll change your problems. Solve your problems. It won't solve your problems, but you really need to stop making fun of LLC Twitter, because you want to know why? It's either stop making fun of LLC Twitter or stop complaining. You're not LLC Twitter. Because at the end of the day, the reason it's pushed so hard for to get an LLC and start your own business is because every single one of us realized when we started our own business, yes, it can be a little scary because you're not guaranteed a paycheck depending on how much work you put into it. Yes, we know that, but every single one of us have found freedom through it. We have found the ability to, we can go back to work if we don't, or we can stay here. So everyone makes, and you know, when people make fun of LLC Twitter, it's just like just during this baby formula thing. Everyone's like, I don't have baby formula. They're like, well, why don't you do this or do this or do this? We can't do all that. And then it's just like, bet, you just like to complain. Because you're not, you know, like when someone offers you good solutions, it's not good enough for you. You just really want to complain. You're not going to find a solution in anything. That's how I feel when people make fun of LLC Twitter. Hey, Wayne, nice to see you. So Mel was one of my coaching clients. Melba, tell everybody how well you've been doing in the coaching program. She just got a property. She didn't have to go far either. She's an hour away, which is really cool. And so everyone makes fun of it, but like at the end of the day, those same people making fun of it are the same ones that are going to complaining. And I'm sorry, we really need to bring some big daddy energy and be like, stop complaining, stop it. So over you complaining, but not doing anything. So over you complaining, and if someone offers a solution, it's not good enough. Nothing's good enough for you, stew in it, right? But like people are just tired. There are so many. I guess this is going to turn into like people are just tired because there's so many ways for you to have your own money, make your own money, and actually live and thrive. Not just live, but thrive. Doing something you love and want. That the tolerance level, at least for me, is just so low. Like I just don't want to hear the complaints all days, right? So the businesses, starting your own business. So everyone makes fun of it, but every single business person knows, and the most business people are the ones who do talk the most game because we have the most to show. Like, hey, being in business for myself. I've been in business for myself for like 10 years. And, you know, no one's telling me what to do with my time. No one's telling me what to do with my money. I create the time. I create when I talk to clients. I create how I do all this. So, yeah, we talk a lot because we have more freedom than most everyone else. And we're a small group and we wanted to grow bigger. But like I said, the business community is a freedom community. They don't talk about it like that. But at the end of the day, that's what we're sort of going for. And so, so that's one community that is ready to embrace you. Is ready to embrace you if you want to jump into that pool. There are so many resources, so many people. I know business owners who ask me for help, and even though I charge for it, like I'll always give a little bit. You gotta pay for it. I'll give you a little bit if it's off the top of my head. If I gotta really do deep analysis and it makes me tired, you gotta pay for that because that has a cost. So that's one community. So stop making fun of LLC Twitter, or just stop complaining about not liking what you do. And these are the complaints we want to stop hearing. We want to stop hearing, I don't like my manager. Get another job. Okay, like I can't find one. Well, learn to like her. Okay. My coworkers are racist if you're black. Sometimes it's racism, sometimes it's classism, sometimes it's both, and that one's extra harsh. Okay. Start your own business so you don't have to be around them. But at the end of the day, they're the people at the job. You can't fire everyone because you're unhappy, right? Like if you're not being promoted and everyone else is being promoted over you, even though you do the best work, but you're not in the good old boys club or good old girls club, right? Or there's a difference. Get a business so you don't have to do that. So right now you can read articles on it. I've been reading them on Black women actually have been making an exodus. So like myself, I'm ahead of the pack. There were people ahead of the pack before me, but in large numbers, we're leaving corporate America and we're saying goodbye. And I love it because we have really good work ethic, and we're making businesses that are really successful. Like six figure is the new $30,000 a year for people who are business owners. Hi, Sammy. Nice to see you. Excuse me. I had allergies. Yeah, so there's huge mass exodus of Black women who are doing their own business, but it's like, what do you want us to do? You're mad because they're not inclusive. Well, you're not changing the company. So either learn to deal with their lack of inclusivity. You can try to change it, definitely, but just know it's a long, long battle. And I've seen people work their whole lives for it. Some got changed, some didn't. But honestly, I would just start your own business and then you can do what you want. So don't make fun of LLC Twitter. Don't make fun of people saying you to start your business. What we're trying to show you is that we just don't want to hear you complaining anymore, but we know through business is one way for you to get freedom. Okay? Even becoming a real estate investor, you're starting your own business. So what I'm doing is Apple. I'm doing crypto mining. That's your own business with lots of good tax deductions in both of them. I swear, between crypto and real estate, they are the best legal tax deductions that you can ever get in your life, especially crypto mining. So that's the first freedom community that will get you there. The second freedom community, let's talk about just getting passive income. So I like different passive incomes. There's crypto mining is what I've been into lately. I just let the machines run. So I just have to be strategic on the front end on purchasing the right machine and weighing its electricity cost to how much the value of the coin is as the coin goes up and down. So that is an art and a science in itself. But book sales, rental properties, all of these things. Now, how much do you need in passive income to be financially free? I needed $1,200 a month, but it matched what I would get in unemployment was when I was financially free. And that meant if I lost my job, which I actually did, I had enough. I think I had $1,500 plus Airbnb income to come in. That was enough for me to start my own business, in which now I am financially free and I create my own time freedom. I create my vacations, which I'm going on next week, and all of these different things. And all because drop shipping gives you a lot of income. There's so many ways to get passive income. I personally like crypto mining and I like rental properties because you can do both low for a relatively low price. Crypto mining can start anywhere from for a decent miner like $1,300. That gives you about a 35% return on investment each year. So you can extrapolate that to what you want. But you have to be very savvy because you have to weigh the other costs. Rental properties, you can start for as little as $6 to $15K, and you can get a property and asset that's not only keeping up with inflation, but one day you can look up and go, oh, I have $150,000 equity, which I do in one of my properties. I'm actually going to collateralize it with crypto, Bitcoin. But yeah, you can look up one day and have an asset that's actually bringing you wealth and income at the same time. So that's why I like those passive income streams. The third freedom community, but yeah, there are lots of resources. Like Melva said, I'm one resource with if you want to buy an investment property. I'm not reading all of that because I'm driving, but you can read it. But yeah, so there's lots of different resources willing to welcome you and help you out and give you the tools necessary so you can be just as successful as someone else in that same genre. And I had mentioned the crypto mining class plus the crypto startup bootcamp. I am going to run that. I need like a weekend just to think of all the details, but it's going to be like a 4 to 6 week group coaching where we like get you started on crypto, answer all your questions, and also I do a crypto mining masterclass. Oh, how has it affected my strategy? Not at all. I already take profits. If I have it like the strategic way I take profits, and I'll talk about that in the crypto boot camp, what I do to make it easy on myself. So it does done nothing actually. So my house that I have that has a lot of equity in it, I am actually going to. There's a company, and this is new, where they give you Bitcoin, and you can, instead of cash or a home equity line, if you want, to collateralize the property. So I don't have a mortgage on it. I paid it off. It's like 6 times its value, which happens a lot when you do my investment strategy. You can just look up and it's like the new in town. We just caught it a year or 2, 5 before it turned or gentrified. And yeah, so I'm actually going to put the equity up that way. So that will be pretty fun. It's funny because I got the application when crypto was 35,000. Now that it's 20, I was like, yay, I can get more. So some people might go, are you going to wait to see if it drops further? I don't have the capacity to try to time a market, although I probably could more so than other people. Just because I do have my own spiritual gifts and abilities. But I just don't have the time for that. So I just go where I'm at. Unless we're like at an all-time high, I will just, I'm just going to continue. So it has not affected my strategy one bit. I've actually been buying more. I have like a little fund for my daughter that goes to a separate account. I'm buying 20K Bitcoin right now for her. So buying it for myself. And then the only other thing I did is I took my money off of Nexo, although they got bailed out by FTX. So back to all the different ways. So I had to make it a little small cryptocurrency interlude. So back to the different freedom economies. So passive income, we all know that. And even book sales. I think books don't need to be these huge things. Like my books are not huge tools, but they're very effective for delivering the information, right? I'm informational. If you're a fiction, that's fine. But it's like writing a book you think has to be this big deal and you have to get published. That's not the world we live in now. You just need to have information of some sort, either funny or this or that. Whatever it might be, you just need to go for it, put it out there so someone can benefit from it. So as long as the content you want to deliver, other people benefit, that's all you need. It doesn't need to be 1,000 pages. I did my cryptocurrency books, and honestly, I did 2, and each of one is like 127 pages. The other's 96. They're like that thin. That's okay. How big does it need to be? Like, chill out and just get it out there as long as it's helpful for people. And people have told me that it's helpful. It's all that matters, right? So it doesn't need to look a certain way. You don't need to get published by a big publisher. And you know what? For all my book being small, guess what? I just got invited to the Catholic Cryptocurrency Conference and another conference based off those books that are not huge at all, okay? So that's what your book and access can get you, other income opportunities plus authority to be able to speak with someone. So just think of that. So the third one down, so that's passive income. Now the other communities I like, and these are gonna get more community, is like the gig economy community. Like, listen, if you want freedom to do your own thing, okay? And we're not just talking Uber and Lyft, which are car-centric, although people do really well with those, so I don't know if you do it if you want. Or renting your car on the sharing economy, excuse me, like Airbnb, or even renting your car on Turo. All of these economies are amazing. I know it's, how do I know? Because I pay people in these economies and I love it. I pay somebody to do my lawn boring, and it's like, where did I find them? Thumbtack, right? And they're like $50, but like, I don't know, it's so cheap for what they do. Thank you so much for $50. I'd be out there for hours. So, I pay people. I know about the gig economy because I use it. So, someone does my laundry. It's called Sunshare. I swear to God, I should get I'm gonna put an affiliate link down there. It's like Sunshare, right? And I call them up. They pick up my laundry and they take it home and they do my laundry. They bring it back folded or on hangers if I give it to them. It's amazing. And then I can tell them if there's any special, like the special ones I put in mesh bags. They bring my mesh bags back. It's on a hanger. It's hanging to dry. Like, it's amazing. I asked one of the ladies doing it, you like doing it? She's like, yeah, because I can pick it up and do it with my kids. My kids are in the car when I pick it up. I can take it home. I can stay home with my babies, but also make money, and it's relatively easy for me to do. So I was just like, this is so cool. So share. I'll put a link to it. I have an affiliate link, so just, help a sister out with all this information I'm giving you. You can use my link. I pay people for house cleaning, and all of these people I meet, they're new. They're like, I just quit my job and I do this. I was like, how business? They're like, I have too much business. All of you guys are so uppity with your degrees. And all these people are sitting here. They have way more business than they can take. They literally have to get off of thumbtack because there's not enough people entering the gig economy for them. There's people making $600 a day in Uber. You make $250 in your white collar job and you're not happy. What are you doing? Like, it's one thing if you're making $250 a day and you are happy, or $350, whatever. But if you're not happy and they're making more than you in these gig economies, which is relatively low stress, which means you have more energy for things you love to do after or to do in between because you can choose your own hours. Hi, Gerard. What are you waiting for? Oh, do you like to complain? Like, I don't know. I'm just looking at people like, what are y'all doing? Who else? So I know the gig economy because I hire them out, like house cleaners. Honestly, I'm trying to get someone for my gutters. I just had someone come and like hang pictures. And it was worth it. They were $45 an hour, and they had a ceiling fan. I don't know. It's real cool. I don't know. Like, I love it. And all these things, if you jump into it, it's so easy to get started. So easy to keep it going as long as you know what you're doing. And it could be anything. I even hired someone to like paint furniture, but she wasn't like a painter. She was like, I paint furniture. That's it. I just like painting furniture. Paint pictures. I hired people who do like put together IKEA furniture. Like, I swear, you guys are making this so hard. Like, there's literally instructions. It's just, I don't feel like spending 4 hours doing it. I'd rather pay you, your $75 fee, your flat fee, or your hourly rate of $25 an hour. And some of these people are $25 an hour to $80. When they're new, they're $25. And if it's something that's super easy, like hanging things up, it's like $25 an hour. So like they do 4 hours worth of work for $100, and I was like, I'm worth way more than that. So you have all these opportunities for like financial freedom in the gig economy. It's not even funny. And I'm paying these people, and they have so much business. They're like, I'm not on Thumbtack. I only know them because I still have their phone number. And they're all like, yeah, I love it. Big phone hours. I accept jobs or I don't accept jobs. And it could be anything. It's like if you're a natural organizer, there's organizers you can hire. People who clean garages. There's some people who actually like cleaning. I'm not one of them, so I don't really understand it. There are people who do. They're like, I like a clean house. It makes me feel good, and I like doing it, and it's meditative. I love hiring people like that. They love cleaning my place. So, gig economy. Gig economy. Another, if you wanted to exit the system now, that is one way of doing it. Another way, another freedom economy or freedom community is I'm also available. I'm doing it for life. I just do it on the weekends. I'm about to take a long trip, but it's super cool. I'm actually installing solar panels. Before I got in the car, because I have to go pick up my daughter, I like just drilled a hole in my van, and I was like, okay, so now I gotta like take some wire cutters and cut it out, and then put some silicone, but like just so I can install the cords and like hook it up. So I'm in the community. I've taken trips, and I'm about to take a long trip. But like, there's a whole community of people, and it's very interesting in van life. And van life is another community you can join. And a lot of people I was working with actually have their own vans that they're converting. So I think that's super cool. So one of the people I was actually coaching, she has a van and she's converting it. Let me know if you're watching. Go ahead and say hello. And the funny thing about that is that it's people who it's interesting because it's people who are like homeless, meaning they're forced into their cars because they couldn't find work to keep up with the cost of housing. So that's interesting. And they're like, well, now I have my car and I have a community and I know where to go and people will help you out. And they go to the soup kitchen. It's very interesting. There is like a class distinction between people forced. So the people forced into it are called homeless, but the people who do it by choice are called houseless, which I think is okay because I don't want people who have needs. Like the people I met who are houseless, like literally have like $100,000 in the bank. They just sold everything. Like they're not in the same boat as someone who's forced to, right? Oh, thank you. They're not in the same boat. So I'm actually cool that they do that because there's a different need with someone who's homeless. and what they need and what they're trying to get, and someone who's houseless who has a lot more needs. But all these communities are there for you to join. And yes, there's black people. There's so many black van lifers. Like, and they go to Baja, Mexico in caravans together. I didn't have, man, I'm telling you, if I didn't have an ex-husband, me and my daughter were free to roam, we could be in Mexico right now. I'd still be hanging out talking to you, but I'd be doing it in Mexico. Okay, I love Mexico. I speak the Spanish. I love the Mexican people. I love the culture. I like how it looks. I like Mexican apartments. I look at those pictures because they're so pretty and there's so many greenery inside. It's amazing. So, yeah, so many black van lifers. So that's not even an issue. So there's this community of people. If you just want to exit the system, and some of the van lifers work remote, and some of them like just take up gig jobs everywhere and just work for a season, and that's enough for them for the whole year. And listen, we've all been working. We're 40, and so are a lot of you, the people. You're older. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're not, it's time for a change. And so, no, I'm not telling you to necessarily do van life full time. I do it part time, but like I could see myself doing this thing part time, where one day if I just wanted to do it fully remote and just be free to do and travel wherever I wanted to, like I'm opening up that possibility. So I'm just throwing it out there. Like there's so many ways in which you can be financially free and lowering your cost of housing and living a little bit more nomadic. And yes, even with the gas prices, it's still lower than renting, especially a lot of the people who spearheaded this movement live in like New York City and San Francisco and LA. That's where you get a lot of the OGs because they were doing it before it was cool to do. They were doing it because they had to. They're like, look, I only make this much money. How am I going to afford all this without having to commute 2 hours into town each way? Right? So that's really interesting. So there's so many communities out there that are ready to embrace you if you really wanted to exit the system. And like I said, if you have some passive income, some crypto mining, some crypto interest, if you have crypto mining, crypto interest, you have a couple of rental properties, you can easily do this, or a combination of all of them. You can do, some people who are van lifers do the gig economy, right? Like I know some van lifers who take their van around, and here, so smart. They're like, I'll help you with your van. I charge X amount. They might charge $80 an hour, just, like a regular carpenter. I'll work on your van. So they get $3,000 a job. They get to park their car at your house while they're fixing it up each day, right? Like, it's really smart, right? And then they go to the next job that they want to take, like a combination of gig economy, taking on jobs that are easy to get. This one guy posted in a van life group, hey, I work on vans and I can come to your place. I just need a place to park while I'm doing it. And he, no lie, on one post, he got, including myself, because I had to do these solar panels. I was like, where are you at? Are you in Virginia? Because I swear there were like 50 comments. When they were PMing him, they were like, where are you? This guy got all of that just because he decided to be brave and do this. And so it's a combination of van lifing, gig economy, and it's financial freedom. So he doesn't have anyone telling him what to do, and it's not that scary. So I think that was it homesteading. Now I'm sort of tangentially like into homesteading now because I've done my van the way I did. I legit can go onto a property and live in this van for 4 seasons and be okay if I was building a homestead. So that's the funny part about mixing them up. So am I planning on doing that? Now, in the van life community that I love and I'm a part of, there's also a lot of, in the tiny home community, that's one too. There's actually a lot of money to be made on buying land and just renting it out, or lots, or letting people stay on it, just because some people need places to stay. So that's actually something I'm looking into, getting land. So like I might be, have my own land and take my van out there for a vacation and also make money off of other people. RV lots are getting big. You can't even buy an RV at this point. They're so backed up. There's barely any. So I just wanted to go over financial freedom. There's so many communities that will embrace you. You can mix and match them. Of course, I prefer passive income. So I am going to let you go. Love you guys. I just got here to pick up my daughter. So I hope this was helpful. I will take questions later. So if you want to invest in rental properties, go ahead and give me a phone call. That's my daughter. So, she's here. She's wondering why I'm not greeting her. I'll talk to you later. Oh, sign up to me to book a call, and we will go from there. All right, bye.